are joined by the winner of the Henry Ford Health 200, none other than Butterbean Brendan Queen, and win number 3. This has to be above and beyond your wildest dreams coming into the season, but it's starting to look like a habit at this point. How did you end up here in victory lane today?
It wasn't easy today. Having to beat Heim Time and Geo is super tough. Those guys are really good. Obviously, I've seen Corey's success, and I've known Gio for a little bit and know how talented he is. Thank you, buddy. Know how super talented he is and is going to be. So, hate what happened with me and him getting into 3 there. I don't know exactly what happened. Just tight racing for the lead, trying to side draft. But luckily, it worked out for us. And so blessed to drive the Pinnacle Racing Chevrolet for those guys. And they keep that 28 fast every week. It makes me look good. And like I said, they should be in here getting the interview. I'm the lucky one that gets to hold the wheel. So those guys work their tails off. When I'm, not at the shop, they're working.
All right, we'll open it up to questions here in the Media Center. If you do have a question, raise your hand and we'll get the mic to you. And please state your name and affiliation if you would.
Taylor DeSormo with MLive.com. I'm curious to hear the Waffle House backstory. I heard you've been after the past 2 wins, and I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Michigan doesn't have Waffle Houses. There's one in Ohio, but I don't know. How are you going to celebrate tonight?
So I wish I could celebrate with the fans. That would be like my dream. When I was late model racing, we could do that a lot easier. But normally we get on the plane. As soon as I get out of here, I'll be trying to catch the flight, and we will be going to Mooresville or Concord back home. And normally it's just it's been a thing I've done since I was late model racing, asphalt and dirt. We just always take the trophy to the Waffle House. It was the only thing open, and I think when I won Wilkesboro in 23, I said it, and then I became just kind of known as it. A lot of people do it, but for some reason I get labeled as it. So maybe one day Waffle House will hop inside the car. That'd make it even better. But if not, we're going to just keep having a good time. Mainly, it's just fun to take the team there and get that moment with the guys, because right now, like, I'm in here and they're working, so I don't get much downtime with them after these moments. So we try to enjoy the night and reflect on it, and then get ready for the next one tomorrow.
All right, just a heads up, there's a Waffle House 5 minutes from my house down in the great state of Ohio. Just
so that means you're going.
Know.
That means you're going when you get home, right?
That's right. We'll send it up here to Bob.
Bob Hockers, Fox Sports. This series now kind of goes to short tracks and road courses. Just what are you expecting from those, and do you think that there'll be a bigger challenge? Not that this wasn't a challenge, but just how different will it be than these races you've had in this series?
Yeah, I think short tracks obviously is what I'm looking forward to, because I've done that my whole life. But I think, these cars are going to drive a little different in late models. They're going to be a little heavier, so you're going to have to back your corners up. And I'm not sure about tire wear till I really get there and feel it. But road course, that's going to be totally different for me. If I can keep it out of the cabbage, we're going to be doing real good. So that's going to be the goal there, just stay on track. But for me, I feel like this whole season has been a bunch of unknowns, and we've been able to run really good on the mile and a half. We've ran good now on a 2 mile. We won Daytona. So I feel like I'm learning each lap, and I feel like we're ready for the challenge, and it's only going to make me better, because at this next level I'm going to have to be prepared for it. So super excited to just get out there and try it.
And speaking on the next level, do you have any truck opportunities come up for the rest of the year?
We're working hard on it. I'd like to. Nothing announced yet, but we're just always working at it. Hopefully, I feel like kind of like when I was in the car store, I felt like I was fighting for my career every race. And I feel like, I don't have nothing for next year, so I'm fighting every week to show that I can win on this platform at these tracks. And hopefully this helps, and we can get something started for this year and, possibly in the next year.
Chris Knight, GetRuns.com. Brandon, are you the favorite now to win the championship, do you feel?
I've been racing a long time. It's not over till it's over, and you saw at Charlotte. Thought we were gonna have a really good car and we blew a tire. So, you could leave pit road and run over a pop rivet and be in the wall on the start of the race. So, I'm not comfortable. I won't be comfortable until we're in Toledo taking a checkered flag and know it's ours. But I definitely think this has to help get some momentum rolling, and hopefully, I don't know where we're at in the points, but hopefully it helped out today. And we can just try to get the lead and extend it and have that cushion in case we have issues like we've had. But right now we just focus on race to race and winning.
I think it's safe to say you're first in the points after today.
Well, that's good news. I don't even want to think about it. So I've led to points like 3 times this year, and then the next week it went to you know what. So
You and LeVar have swapped it, and I think you have retaken it after today. So
good,
Chris.
good.
Brendan, what do you know about Berlin Raceway, and have you ever raced at a track with no backstretch wall?
I have. I actually have won the Florence 400 or South Carolina 400 at Florence, and there's no wall from turn 1 all the way back around to turn 4. So I have experience with a track like that. I've watched some film on Berlin. I'm going to do a lot of studying this week at Chevy with Josh Wise and those guys. But I watched Money in the Bank the other night, just kind of get an idea on the line. A lot of people say, it's not the same shape as Langley, but the way some way you work the line is a little bit like Langley, where I grew up racing, where you got to get low off of 4, stuff like that. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get there, and I feel like going into the big track stuff, I stress a lot about air and stuff and just not really knowing what's going to happen or how to set up the pass as I'm learning. But I feel like short track, I definitely feel like I know how to set up a pass there.
Steven Stump, frontstretch.com. Brendan, talk through those last 10 laps with Corey. It seemed like he would keep getting closer, then he'd try and make a pass, fall back. How much were you trying to run your own line, and how much were you trying to mirror drive in those final 10 laps to the finish?
And I don't really think it was mirror driving. I really wasn't looking. Derek Nealon was spotting, and he was letting me know. I don't know how bad that little bit of damage hurt us with the 18 there. It just seemed like it just hurt us maybe enough to where he could maintain with us, and I couldn't quite run the bottom like I wanted to. I had to move up, and when you talk about the mirror driving, they were trying to get me to kind of try to take his air away, but I was worse off trying to do that, and I would mess myself up. So I just kind of stuck to my own line and just tried to make it work. I knew I had leverage with having clean air if he got to me, which he did get to me and get one run at me there, and we were able to hold him off. So I felt like clean air was going to be big, and if it would just hold on to the end, I was praying no caution. It seems like this is the first race I won where it wasn't a caution off of 4. So, yeah, that was nice. I'm not gonna lie, that was nice coming to the checkered, and I didn't have to take a breath and go no. So, yeah, I felt like once we got down to 2 to go there, I was kind of trying to disrupt the air down the straightaway. He was 3 car lengths back, 2 car lengths back, and felt like when we got the white flag, when I came off of 2, I was in good shape as long as I just didn't screw up 3 and 4.
And then with how great Corey's been this year, just dominating the truck series, what does it say about you as a driver, and just how great does it feel, to have him come into the series again and be able to beat him, right to the finish?
Yeah, I always love, if you wanna do this, you got to beat the man or beat the best. And this morning, I told my guys when I found out Heim was racing, I'm like, man, he's going to be tough to beat. Like, it doesn't matter how the car is or what, he's going to find a way. He's got the experience, and he's, talented enough. We both came from Lee Pulliam there, so that's pretty cool. I'm sure Lee was excited about that finish. But, for me, it just, I hope, helps my stock and showing that I can run with those guys if I have the right opportunity. And like I said, with me fighting for my life, I feel like, or fighting for my career, I should say, but I feel like, beating somebody like Heim has to show, like, okay, like, we got to, just take note of this a little bit. And, I feel like that's for the world to decide. I don't ever like to talk about myself or anything like that, but hopefully some owners and sponsors were watching and they liked what they saw.
James Krause with the Journal Gazette. It felt like as that race went on, the Venturini cars and at Geo, both groups of those Toyotas really started to gain momentum and really catch up with you pace-wise. Was there any sort of adjustments you had to make or the team had to make over the course of the day?
Yeah, that first run, we fired off really good. And probably about lap 15, lap 20, I started building tight. And I don't ever like to blame it on this, but we had a really bad vibration start, and I couldn't figure out if it was just I was so tight, I was chattering the front end, and it got worse, and it was shaking the whole seat. So I don't know if that affected my handle, and it affected my brain because I was shaking in the seat. But I think that I kind of backed off my pace at the end of that first segment just to not blow a tire or something because I couldn't tell. And we made some adjustments, and obviously a restart didn't work out for us. Gio got a really good push and was able to stay alongside me. And once I lost clean air, I went through a balance change. And at the end of the run, I was finally starting to kind of get back to him a little bit, but my car took that long to come back. And then they made some, big swings for that final segment. And I got a really good restart, good push, and I was so focused on the 17, I missed the shift from second to third, and then that allowed the I'm saying 17. I'm used to his truck number. I'm sorry. 18. That allowed him to kind of stay even with me into one, and then it was a fight down the back, and obviously we had our contact into 3, and like I said, I don't know what happened. I felt like I was up as high as I could go and turned in when I needed to, and we just hit. So hate it for him because I think a lot of him.
So you and Shane Huffman, you're kind of the team manager, kind of oversees your program. You guys speak really the same language. You come from the same basic background. How much does that help you? Even though it's kind of a short track background, how much does that help you at these big tracks, and how much does that give you some confidence going into that short track season?
Yeah, it helps. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of similarities in Shane and I on our upbringing. And at the end of the day, we're late model guys, and we just had to fight hard to get these opportunities. And with me being a little bit older, my opportunity didn't come until I was older, but I think I'm a lot better than I was 5 years ago. I don't think I make the same decisions. So Shane thinks a lot of that to the maturity side, and Shane can just tell me stuff at his career, what he went through and how to cope with the experience. And, that's something you can't buy. You have to live it to really help somebody. So, Shane doing that, and then obviously Lee does it with me. I mean, he lived it and almost made it, and even talked to my old crew chief, Phil Warren, who's a legend from back in the day, and just so many people in my corner want me to do better than they did or get a shot that they didn't. So I'm honored. I'm honored that I'm in this position, and this might be it. This might be all I ever get to do, but at least I've been able to show the world.
Well, congratulations on win number 3. We'll see you at Berlin next Saturday night.
Hey, thank you. We're looking forward to it. Thank y'all, everybody, for the questions. Y'all have a good weekend.